And we are back once again, only on It Is Last Call. Last Call at the Alcohol, only on the Last Call YouTube channel. Now, join me here on the line. This man, once again, well, a lot of big things going on. To celebrate a birthday, coming off a back-to-back win. Now he'll be celebrating the new year once again, as he'll be fighting on January, once again on UFC. Well, there's a lot to talk about, a lot to break down, and he is quickly climbing up the rankings of the UFC division. I give you once again the Leech himself. I give you Damon Jackson. Damon will start off here once again. It's going to be actually, sorry, Damon Action Jackson, no longer the Leech. My apologies. Big fight here coming up for you. It's going to be you, Dan Ige. It's basically violence galore, January 14th. How much do you like this? This is a fight where possible bonus money, possible fight of the night, and if you win, it helps you get a lot more closer to a top 10 fight, top 5 fight.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's a big test. It's something I've been working for a long time, and it's nice to get the opportunity and everything's paying off for sure.
I hate to How dangerous is this fight for you, though, in terms of he's coming off three back-to-back losses, and look, very very good fighters he's lost to. I mean, Josh Emmett went with decision. Korean Zombie went with decision. Mavsar Evelev went with decision. These are combined. These guys have only 8 losses combined to them, so he's still a cornered animal. I mean, what are you expecting from a guy who you probably know and he knows? I lose this fight, I'm probably done in the UFC.
Yeah, no, I think I get the best version of him out of all the fights that I've watched of his. I think that in a lot of ways that he feels that way because, 3 fight losing streaks, that's hard to stick around the UFC. And, I know he's an exciting fighter and he's tough as hell. And, he's been in there against the toughest guys. So, this is a big test for both of us. This is something the UFC's giving me my shot because I've, on my streak, and then they're giving him this chance of redeeming himself, taking my streak. So, this is definitely a big test for both of us. And, I understand that he's coming in 100% ready to go. And that's what I'm doing too. I'm training my ass off. I'll be ready to roll.
Are you surprised at just how durable he is? Because if you look at some of the guys, as he's faced
Yeah.
wins, losses, Mirsad Bektik, Kevin Aguilar, Calvin Qatar, all the guys you mentioned, Gavin Tucker, and
Yeah.
he never goes down. I
Uh,
mean, you look and you go, okay, well, he should be maybe 1 or 2 knockout losses. He's that guy who seems to take a licking, keeps on ticking. What is it about him that makes him so damn durable?
I don't know, man. I think it's just different with everybody. Like, I think that him being a little smaller so he doesn't cut as much weight, I'm sure that helps a lot. And I think that getting my weight cut and getting things in order like that way, it's helped me out a lot with as far as like taking shots and really just working on my boxing defense has helped me a lot with the taking shots and not feeling rocked and things like that. So I think that he's just got great boxing. I think he's got great defense on jiu-jitsu, wrestling, and boxing, striking. I think he's just a well-rounded fighter, and I think that he's definitely been tested by elite level fighters. And I do believe he's an elite level guy. I think the fact that he hasn't got finished by Josh Emmett, Cater, Mavzar, and just these are tough fights. These are not easy fights, and he's not getting finished. So it's definitely got my work cut out for me.
We'll go back to this and a whole lot more in a second, but taking back to your last fight, forget about the circumstances around it. Take me to just the win first. For as you mentioned before, you're on a nice streak here. This time it was Pat Sabatini, first round knockout, 1 minute 9 seconds. How much was that cathartic of everything going on, where people were saying, "Well, he needs more finishes." Well, it is just this could be a nip tuck fight. Well, he could lose his fight when you have something like that, where there's just this whole just sort of maelstrom of emotions, everything going on. How nice was that getting that first round knockout and just dominating, going out there and just no, we're not
Yeah.
gonna. It's not gonna be a 3 round fight, not a decision, not a nip and tuck. I'm just going out there and just whooping ass.
Yeah, no, it was nice. It was definitely nice to have a game plan kind of together and it just pop off and land the way it did. And it was just you couldn't have wrote it any better for the situation and the circumstance. It was pretty awesome to get the finish the way I got it. So I'm always looking for that opening, whatever it is, striking, wrestling, submission, whatever it is. I'm looking for the finish, and it just came early that fight. It was nice.
I hate to use the P word, but when you look back, is that almost like the perfect fight? Where, as you said, everything went according to plan. Everything I executed everything here. Like if you had to script like the ultimate perfect fight in terms of the execution, the way that it was that you finished, would this be like that one fight where you go, I couldn't fight better if I tried.
Yeah, I don't think it could have played out any better than what it did, just with everything going on. I wanted that finish bad. I didn't want to have a slugfest. I wanted the fight to get to the ground quick and then me get the submission. So I never would have imagined it, going out the way it happened. I think that it's just hard work paying off and staying focused on everything. It's important to me, and staying focused through all that was rough, but it was nice to get out there and get to compete while everything else was kind of crazy.
Let's talk about. I got to talk about what went on before the fight because it's still for me heartbreaking, heartwarming. It's everything here. It's your brother unfortunately passed away that the Tuesday before the fight, and you made a decision. I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna do this here, and we see you afterwards. The family's crying. You're crying. I think we're all crying here at this point. Why did you do it? Because you could have easily said, I need time to grieve. This is my brother. I didn't see this happening. I'm a mess because God knows we've seen it before with people like Jake Shields, like Cody Stamen, like the in boxing the Russell clan. You lose somebody very close to you, a family member, brother, sister, parent. It's just your world's coming undone for you. Like, what was it that you went? Nope, I gotta do this. I gotta keep going. Can't can't,
Um,
can't
you
quit. I gotta
know,
do this fight here. Like for you, what made you decide to do it?
one of the biggest thing was just like it's like you feel the most normal when you're in this crazy chaos situation where you're having to like cut weight, you're having to get ready for the fight, and you're having to do all this stuff, and it's so good about it takes focus away from everything. So it's like being out there doing that the whole fight week of cutting weight, doing the media, doing all the stuff that I had to do. That's just time that I didn't have to sit around and think about it, and I knew for sure the funeral wasn't going to be till the following week, and just going through the whole thing. I didn't want to like just sit around, the whole week with my family and just sit there and cry for a whole week. I feel like that doesn't do you a whole lot of good. I think this getting back to normal as quick as you can and just kind of remembering everything after the fact. It's important, and it was just nice to get out there. And I never would have thought that it would have touched so many people. I wasn't doing it for anyone else except for myself. Um, it means a lot to my family to go out there and to get the win and to for everything to play out the way it did was just unreal. And it meant a lot to them. So it was so cool to see that after. And then I had hundreds of people messaging me and reaching out to me and stuff, and it was definitely a cool experience. I'm glad that I went through with it. It was not easy, but it was important to me for sure. He was always a big support to my career. One of the biggest supporters for sure. And it was just nice to have it go out like that for sure.
When did you finally grieve? Because that's the big question here. Because I know I talked with some guys. It was when I talked with the Russells, it was the night after the fight when they win. I remember one of them talked about he started bawling like a baby. I know when Cody Stamen, it was a couple days afterwards. It finally hit. Same with Jake Shields. Same with a lot of guys who keep going, keep going. You go through this, and then there's that moment where it's just like, I gotta let it go, gotta let it go. It's just eating me up. I gotta let it go. For you, when did you have that moment, and how tough was that afterwards? Just the best night of your career. As you said, the perfect fight. Here's the guy you're close with, and it's just like crap. He's not here.
Yeah,
And
no,
as
it was
somebody who's lost
definitely.
a parent, I know it's that hole in your heart. You're like, damn it, I'm missing this piece. How can I fix it? How can I, do this? How do I get over it?
Yeah, it's not easy for sure. It hit me pretty hard, when I looked up and saw my mom up in the stands. It was just like, she just lost lost one of her kids, and I had four daughters myself, and she just lost one of her kids, and she's up in the stands, cheering me on, and uh, I could tell that it meant a lot to her just because she was screaming, and she was so happy that the fight was over and I didn't take damage and stuff like that. So it hit me pretty hard, like right on the spot, and then just for a few days after, but just it still doesn't feel 100% real. It's like, it's just so weird to me. Yeah, I don't know if it would have been different if I wouldn't have taken the fight, if I would have, if it would have felt more real, but it still doesn't feel like it's, for sure like done. It's just weird. But yeah, I don't know, man. It hits me like randomly, different times it'll hit me. But pretty much right after the fight I was feeling it.
And I also ask because, and you've seen this before, a lot of guys will jump in afterwards, will try to take another fight, and they'll try to keep busy. And they'll even say, we weren't ready. Just weren't ready. Mentally, we weren't there. The body was there, spirit was there. Mentally, we weren't. So for this fight coming up on January 14th, like how much did you give thought on like, okay, it's enough time for me to, to process, grieve, put everything, basically in perspective, but I still, I'm still keeping, a normal pattern. I'm still keeping, as you said, I'm doing, a normal life and not just locking yourself in your room, eating ice cream and crying.
Nah, I don't ever. I think you just got to keep moving forward. I stay pretty busy. I'm the wrestling coach for the middle schools here in Rockwall, and so I got two wrestling teams, and I got my kids, and they're crazy schedules and things like that. So I think as an adult, you don't really have a time to just sit around and feel sorry for yourself in some way. But for the most part, it's brought my family closer, and definitely taking advantage of every like just time because it's like everybody asks me, they're like, are you going to keep action? Or are you going to keep or go back to the leech? And I definitely am keeping action because it's a reminder that you don't know what the hell's going to happen tomorrow. So it's like taking advantage of it all. Just it means a lot to me, and definitely ready to just keep moving forward and keep fighting through everything. It definitely still hurts, but I feel like my life got back on schedule as soon as I saw how happy my parents and my family were that I took the fight. When I saw that, it made me really happy to be the one that had the opportunity to step up and be the one everyone was cheering on and kind of forgetting everything for a little while.
Last question before I let you go. It's we've seen with James Krause the whole gambling scandal, and I know you don't know too much about it here, but
Yeah.
this is still a sport, and like football, people love to gamble on. People love to put odds. Fighters love to bet on themselves. And now you have all these rules and regulations, and yet, does it bother you, Vovet? It's this is still MMA. You guys still don't make big money. So now because of this rule and everything that's going on, you can't just go and put a bet on yourself. You can't just go, you know what? I'm gonna win this fight here. I'm putting 10 grand on myself to do it. Goddamn, I see the odds. Odds makers don't know crap. I'm gonna win this fight. You can't do that now just because of the new rules and regulations. Even though I can on DraftKings or other people can do it online, and all these leagues, whether it's UFC, and NFL, they're making hand over fist money on the DraftKings, and yet it's the fighters and the football players going, no, no, you can't bet. Sorry, guys, can't bet on yourselves even.
Well, I mean, I think that the biggest thing, like, it sucks for them, those guys, for them to do what they did. But like, I don't really know the full story. But I think that if you're betting on yourself to win, there's no reason that shouldn't be allowed. I think that obviously, if you're betting on yourself to lose, it should be like super illegal. That's pathetic. But if you're betting on yourself to win, you go out there and do it. It's like calling your shot. It's like Babe Ruth, just calling your shot, kind of thing. Where it puts more pressure on you. If you say you're going to win first round and then you go out there and win second round, you don't win as much money. So it's like, I think that if you're betting on yourself to win, they should stay out of the way. But
Either way, as I said, I'm betting on this man to make some noise 2023. I don't care who I get in trouble with. You can quote me on that. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are proud to have back on the show. It is Damon Action Jackson. Before I let you go, Damon, so where can fans check you out at? Where is the Twitter page, Instagram, the website, and where can and who are the sponsors who've been helping you out for these last couple of fights?